look at the whole business that we do, whether it is commercial, consumer, I would say, when I look at consumer, for example, is 100% channel. If I look at commercial again, if I look at small and medium business, it's again almost 100% on channel. Right? Only enterprise is the only space where we do some amount of direct, but if I look at overall as an organization, our business is completely with channel. And I think in Lenovo, as compared to maybe some of the other brands, I would say we look at channel a little more differently, right? For us, we have this whole core channel philosophy, as you would have heard about it, where we work with few partners, but we work very deeper with those partners. We talk about the consumer part, for example. If I look at it today, when I do business in my consumer business, I do business with almost like, just to put the numbers together, I have a sub-distribution channel network, which is about 58 or 59 partners that I work with. If I look at exclusive stores of Lenovo, which again is a part of a core channel, we do business with about close to 600 plus exclusive stores. And we also have a large amount of multi-brand stores that we do with. But clearly when I look at our distribution business, which is almost like 50% plus business, we have restricted our business with a few partners. And the whole idea of this core channel philosophy is that we and partner both invest together, right? Unlike most other brands who feel more the merrier, we feel that we want to work with select partners, but work deeply and get both of us invest. So there are basically each of us have equal stake on the ground, and the commitment levels are higher as well. So clearly, if I look at, for example, Gujarat is the example we always quote, is a state where we are doing extremely well. We're almost #1 brand there. We have a partner who handles the complete Gujarat state. One partner handles the complete Gujarat state. And if I look at the volumes that I do with him, we do almost like 10,000, 12,000 boxes per quarter. And if I go back in time, about 5-6 years back, it used to be far, far lower. So I think we have grown. The partner has grown with us. As a virtue of this, we have grown. At the same time, the partner has grown in that market. Today, because of this concept, the partner has become possibly the largest partner in that territory, right? vis-a-vis the other brands. So, and we invested in the channel again. When I look at under the distribution, we have also created this express channel, as we call it, the exclusive store, where the whole idea was to make sure that we have a lot more predictability for ourselves and for our distribution partner. These are the stores where are only doing Lenovo. That out of the 600 stores that I talked about, 400 is exclusive under the distribution, while about 170 does business with us directly in terms of buying through our tier ones. But under distribution, we have this express channel that we have invested in, which is driving almost like 30-35% of the business for the distribution partners. Again, we have invested in those stores in terms of branding, putting people on the floor, driving in-store promotions, and that's something which has helped us to grow the business as well. So clearly, we have a channel-first philosophy, right? We want to grow with our channel, and we'll continue to build on this core channel philosophy as well. So I think, clearly, as I mentioned, one is obviously making sure when I talk about exclusive stores, for example, as I said, I have invested in almost close to 500 plus in-shop demonstrators, right, inside these stores. Like all my exclusive stores, for example, most of them, I would say, have in-shop demonstrators. And we've invested in people, we've invested in terms of training, right? And also making sure we're investing in the consumer experience tools like Heartbeat, Planogram, where the consumer is able to see the products laid down in a particular fashion. Also making sure the machines are live. And I'm sure, and I'm definitely, we're going to make sure that they make more money as well. So one is to make sure the consumer experience is great, and by having these enablement, be in terms of making sure they're profitable. As I said, as a brand, we are possibly the only brand to have gone and even helped them in terms of this whole GST impact, where the partner profitability has been impacted. So we said, okay, let's see, while the same challenge exists for us, but we have not wanting to wait and see how the whole other market, other brands react to it. I said, let's go invest in the channel and support them from a profitability perspective. So we have done that, right? And similarly, when we talk about the distribution partners, we have enabled them from a sellouts perspective. We have a huge field force of area sales officers who work with our RD partners, distribution partners, to help them drive sellout. Again, reaching out to many more partners, and today we deal with almost like 6,000 plus partners under the distribution partner, and as a result of this investment. So clearly, we have enabled them by making sure we're investing in the sellout engine with them. Of things that we are seeing as a trend, right? One is if I look at the market, while we said the market overall PC business is not growing, right? And I can see that trend. It's been flattish in India as well. But what is interesting, what I'm seeing as a trend is in traditional notebooks, the clamshell is going down. For the new emerging technology like gaming, I mean that's the new trend, right? I'm seeing that market growing at almost at excess of 100%, right? Convertible and thin and light. These are three large segments we see are growing at almost more than 100%. So while traditional notebooks are degrowing, these are growing at a much faster pace. Today, all these farm factors put together, it's almost like 12 to 15% of the market, right? And growing very rapidly. So clearly, we are investing in that. Along with that, in fact, if you look at our current investment in terms of product, in terms of channel, we're making sure we have the great products right now. We have already refreshed a complete product line, right from our entry to mainstream, and even more excitement on the premium. At the same time, when I look at it from a channel perspective, we're investing in that. The other piece that we are seeing as a trend is obviously the GST. Now, we're already starting to see some signs of the growth here. As we know, there is a huge trader community, the SMEs that we have, who would need an infrastructure finally, right? If they have to get into the GST regime, they will need a PC, they'll need a printer. And we are seeing that clearly as an opportunity growing. For example, as I said, my desktop business, my all-in-one business where I lead, I'm seeing almost a growth of 15 to 20% on the business, right? So clearly, that's an opportunity that we feel will drive possibly the next level of growth. Early days still, but definitely these are two big trends that we see. One is the emerging technology on the form factors. Second is the GST would drive the next level of growth for this business. That's what we are confident about. Obviously, every brand has its own strength, right? So while when I look at the recent IDC report, we obviously, as you would be aware, we hit about all-time high share in consumer at 19%. And when I combine the 2 quarters, because of the GST impact we had in Q1 financial and Q2, we should look at it together. The first half, if I combine it together, we are the number 2 brand. So clearly, we have grown, as I said, about 30% year on year. The market would have grown to 88 to 10%. So clearly, and I think this business is all about doing basics right? It's not about doing something very abnormally different, right? So what we have done is make sure that the basic 4P elements, right, are in place, right? We have made sure our products, which is the heart of the 4P, I think I would be proud to say that we would be having the best possible range as compared to any other brand and across price bands, right? Clearly, to me, that helps us really get a lot more consumer acceptance. So that is something which has been a big reason for our success in the recent time, and I'm confident that that will help us grow in the future as well. And our biggest strength has been our channel, right? The exclusive network that we talked about, the RD core channel philosophy. That's something quite unique to Lenovo, right? As I said, most of the other brands feel that more the merrier, keep growing. If this brand partner doesn't buy, let's go to the other partner. We don't believe in that. So the close working with the channel first philosophy is something which has helped us and something which differentiates us from the rest of the brands as well, and we'll continue to build on that. So to me, that's the biggest pillar that we have, which we want to continue to grow. And the third piece, which is the important pillar again, is the marketing element, right? So we have the strong sub-brands, right? As I mentioned earlier, If I look at the convertible market, we were the first one in this market to announce yoga. Today, yoga is becoming more like a patent. People who want to buy a convertible, they don't say they want to buy a convertible. Do you have a yoga, right? In fact, I've heard people saying, in going to a Dell store or HP store, saying, "Do you have a yoga?" Is becoming as big a brand. So we want to make sure that this brand, we sub brand, we leverage it a lot more, invest in the sub brand, and which we are doing right now, and over index ourselves to grow faster, right? So, and the other piece that we are seeing is gaming, right? And I think our Legion range of products that we have, again, to me is a differentiator, right? So between gaming and convertible, the investment in the brand and the marketing is something which I feel we are doing differently and will continue to build on to help us grow as well. I mean, to me, that's the summary of what I would say the differentiation.